Hello there, dear viewers. You're welcome to Prime News over My Media Prime TV. Today, Friday. Thank you for joining us. I am Sama Eileen. We begin the news in Yaoundé, where the usual ceremony to offer New Year wishes to President Biya, organized at the Unity Palace, has resumed after a 2-year break due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The event took place today, January 6th, with members of the Diplomatic Corps and National Constituted Corps communing with President Paul Biya. Julian Dambi tells us more.
These are members of the Diplomatic Corps comprising of ambassadors, high commissioners, chargés d'affaires, and representatives of international organizations, as well as some national dignitaries who have extended New Year wishes to the President of the Republic, Paul Biya, today, January 6, 2023, at the Unity Palace. The traditional ceremony, which began with a warm reception of the diplomats and dignitaries, is coming 2 years after a halt due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which prompted measures such as no handshaking and social gathering, a key part of the New Year wish event. On their behalf, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps accredited to Cameroon, Paul Patrick Biffot, delivered an address to the President.
Monsieur le Président de la République, après la sortie de la crise Covid-19, gérée d'une façon très clairvoyante par votre gouvernement et avec un minimum de décès au Cameroun, le pays n'a malheureusement pas été épargné par l'impact négatif de la guerre en Ukraine sur l'économie mondiale et sur la sécurité alimentaire. Je voudrais, au nom du corps diplomatique, exprimer l'espoir que ce conflit soit réglé dans les plus brefs délais, par voie de négociation et dans le respect du droit international. Monsieur le Président de la République, 2022 a été marqué par la tenue de très nombreuses conférences internationales au cours desquelles, à des degrés divers, le Cameroun a fait entendre sa voix. C'est ici le lieu de vous remercier, Monsieur le Président de la République, pour le rôle positif joué par votre pays dans le cadre de la COP 27 sur le changement climatique et de la COP 15 sur la biodiversité. Le corps diplomatique, conscient du rôle constructif joué au sein du groupe Afrique, encourage le Cameroun à poursuivre ses efforts, vu les atouts dont il dispose dans ces domaines.
In response, the host of the ceremony, Paul Biya, thanked and welcomed all international assistances and stressed on the need for more economic assistance, as well as that the international community take the conflicts in Africa more seriously.
Monsieur le doyen du corps diplomatique, je tiens avant toute chose à vous remercier pour les propos aimables que vous venez de tenir à mon endroit et à celui de mon pays. Et je me réjouis également de nos retrouvailles 2 années après notre dernière rencontre, en raison, vous le comprenez, de la pandémie du Covid-19. Mesdames et messieurs les membres du corps diplomatique, que j'ai plaidé lors du récent sommet Afrique-États-Unis pour la mise en place de mécanismes de financement plus cohérents et adaptés aux préoccupations du continent africain. Je reste persuadé que la mise en place d'un véritable marché africain des capitaux permettra à l'Afrique de disposer d'outils adaptés au financement de son développement.
Furthermore, after the speeches, each of the diplomats present proceeded to give the president a firm handshake while having a word or two as they shake hands. In the second part of the ceremony, Paul Biya received members of the National Constituted Corps, beginning from the Senate. The National Assembly followed, the government led by the Prime Minister and other key actors of national life, as well as business persons. They shook hands with the head of states while wishing him a happy and prosperous 2023.
Now, Cameroon's 2023 finance bill stands at 6,345 billion francs CFA. The amount was revealed during the last plenary session of the Senate devoted to scrutinizing of the 2023 finance bill. During this sitting, some major adjustments were made, amongst which is the increase in prices of physical stamps and automobile stamp duty from 33 to 100%. Darling Gande completes that story.
After adopting the sum of 6,345 billion francs CFA as 2023's finance law during the just-ended plenary session in Yaoundé, the increase in prices for automobile stamp duty were also agreed upon from 33 to 100%. With this new increment, owners of vehicles with 2 to 7 horsepower who pay the automobile stamp duty at 15,000 francs CFA will now pay the sum of 30,000 francs, an increase of 100%. Meanwhile, those with vehicles from 8 to 13 HP, whose sticker price was set at 25,000 francs last year, will now pay 50,000 francs, still at an increase of 100%. Meantime, as for drivers of vehicles with 14 to 20 HP, whose stickers cost 50,000 francs in 2022, will now have to pay 75,000 francs CFA this year, which is an equivalent of 50% increase. In the same light, the increase is also observable for vehicles with more than 20 CV, whose sticker price is now 200,000 francs against 150,000 francs previously, an increase of 33%. However, note should be taken that this increase does not concern public transport vehicles or people and goods, as this has however sparked concerns amongst vehicle owners in Cameroon, as many have said Cameroonians have not been able to enjoy basic facilities for the past years, and now prices of windscreen license have increased. We need to revisit our laws. And for the records, sources confirm the car stamp duty has been collected since 2017 by insurance companies when taking out or renewing the compulsory third-party liability insurance.
Small and medium-sized enterprises have assembled under an umbrella association to protect their interests. Founded by Honorable Nsungkikang, the association seeks to promote development and decentralization by sparking development from the roots. Bo Elvis tells us more.
Concerned about speeding up decentralization, Honorable Jean-Marie Nsungkikang and media guru Henri Severin Asembe have mobilized Cameroonian youths involved or interested in entrepreneurship under the Assembly of Enterprises and Territories, GREEN. The goal is to spark economic growth and development in communities in line with the head of state's vision.
Enterprise are those who can create jobs, who can create employment, and who can create value. Enterprise need to get an appropriation of the decentralization and deal with council and region to give the truth to what the head of state has said, that the territorial community are those where the growth has to be built.
There are numerous small and medium-sized enterprises in Cameroon, as well as innovative projects in drawers in search of seed capital. The association has come to make their dreams a reality.
Le groupement est d'abord conseiller pour le développement.
We are qualified to advise on development issues. Sometimes many people think only about sole proprietorship in business, but here we believe that through this come together, we will look for financial support left and right to help us accompany small and medium-sized enterprises that are in need of resources.
Qui en ce moment flanche encore sous le coup de manque de moyens.
The long-term goal is to reduce the importation of foreign products by producing and consuming what we produce in efforts to promote made-in-Cameroon products. With more than 200,000 small and medium-sized enterprises, the government has been keen on making decentralized communities veritable pillars of local development by encouraging entrepreneurship.
Now on to this human interest story. Some inhabitants of the Rue Besengen neighborhood in the Douala 4 municipality littoral region may go homeless in the following days after their homes and habitats were demolished. The demolition exercise was carried out yesterday, Thursday, January 5, 2022, by officials of the Douala 4 Council. Details with Naivona.
The demolition exercise carried out at the Rai Besengen neighborhood in the Douala 4 municipality littoral region is intended to pave way for the realization of a community project. This project involves the construction of a pipeline for the transportation of gas and petrol. The demolition exercise was carried out Thursday, January 5, 2022, under the supervision of the First Assistant Senior Divisional Officer for Wuri Division, Chapnga Nang Emmanuel.
Nous sommes là dans le cadre de la libération des emprises du rail, à l'intérieur desquelles se trouvent les emprises du rail. Et au sens de la loi, les emprises du rail sont de 35 mètres de part et d'autre du milieu du rail.
We are here for the demolition of irregulated houses at Rai. Within this area, we find a haphazard construction of houses built 35 meters apart. So we are here today to address this disorder. But before now, the population had been sensitized by the divisional officer and through our services at the field as well as through quarter heads. That said, the information was well passed in accordance with our coming. As concerns the 35 meters construction limitation, we are assuring the population to strictly respect this limitation so that no one feels treated unjustly.
Domestique puisse se faire de manière fluide. Et concernant la limitation à 35 mètres qui crée un peu de polémique, vous-même vous l'avez constaté, nous nous assurons du respect strict de cette délimitation pour que certaines populations ne s'estiment pas traitées injustement.
The inhabitants of this locality, though attesting to have earlier received a note to evacuate the area, also regret the fact that they were given limited time to do so. I received a note that a demolition exercise will be carried out here, but I was wondering how I would cope because the time we were given to evacuate the area was very, very limited. The demolition has left many stranded and uncertain on what awaits them in the days ahead. I even borrowed the money I used to pay my children's school fee. So now I am asking myself, what do I do? It's true I've succeeded refunding the money I borrowed, but how do I manage the demolition coupled with getting accommodation for myself and the children? Because I don't even have money to rent just a single room. While hoping the plight of the people be addressed, the soon-to-be implemented projects are expected to meet the needs of the people and pave the way for other sustainable development projects in the Rai Besengen neighborhood.
Onto something else, the notion of price reduction on some basic commodities after the festive period is the reverse this year, as it is barely few days after Christmas and New Year feast, but the prices of basic commodities in the market still remain the same and in some cases even more expensive. Catherine Ekongwa visited the Bona Musadi market here in Douala, Cameroon's economic capital city, and compiled the following report.
Unlike before, where the prices of basic commodities in the market always reduces after the Christmas period, It is the reverse this year as we visited Bonamusa, the market here in Douala, Cameroon's economic capital, to know the market statistics after the Christmas period. Sadly, vendors and consumers attest that the prices of basic commodities have instead increased. All I can say is before Christmas and now, there are no major changes. Instead, prices have increased. Even the people who sell fish in the bush market have increased their prices. So we too can't buy expensive and sell cheap. That is why the price of fish is still expensive. Even before Christmas and now, the price is the same. It is even getting worse now. We don't even see cocoyams in the market. Before Christmas, we used to see a bit of cocoyams to buy. But since after Christmas, we can't even get it. Something like cocoyam that we used to buy a bag at 15,000 to 16,000 francs is now sold at 20,000 to 21,000 francs. So it is expensive because we don't even see it. This vendor of Eru and consumer of other commodities says not only the price of Eru has increased, but other commodities.
I can say things have not really changed the way people think, because at first they used to sell a plate of Eru for 100 francs, but now things are